Let me make one thing clear. Nobody's coming to save you. Not your family, not your friends, not your damn therapist. The second you wake up and finally choose yourself, that's the day your life starts. But until then, you're just surviving, not living. Now, let's get something straight. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. It's the declaration that your dreams, your standards, your life come first. This isn't about waiting for permission. It's about grabbing life by the throat and demanding results. If you're tired of being last in your own story, listen up, because everything changes when you bet on you. When you choose yourself, you stop looking outside for what should have been inside you all along, validation. Most people live their entire lives waiting for permission, waiting for a pat on the back, a nod of approval, a damn like on social media to feel like they matter. That's the prison. That's the trap. The disease is called approval addiction, and it's killing your dreams one silent compromise at a time. It's the reason you stay small. It's why you second guess every move. It's why you ask, is this good enough? Instead of knowing it's great because you built it with blood, sweat, and execution. When you finally choose yourself, you realize applause doesn't pay bills. Likes don't buy freedom. Compliments don't compound. You wake up to the brutal truth. You don't need to be liked, you need to be respected. And that respect starts with you. You want to stop getting walked on, stop laying down. You want to be taken seriously, take yourself seriously. You don't get power by asking nicely. You get it by taking the shot, over and over, without flinching, without waiting, without asking for a damn round of applause. Most people are trained from birth to be dependent on validation. Be a good little boy, nice little girl, smile for the teacher, sit down, shut up, wait your turn, get a gold star. Congratulations, now you're an adult who needs gold stars just to breathe. But here's the problem. Life doesn't give gold stars. Life gives rewards to those who show up, execute, and deliver. You don't need another opinion, you need results. You don't need approval, you need self-respect. And that comes from doing the hard things even when nobody's watching, nobody's clapping, and nobody cares. You owe yourself everything. Everything you ever wanted, everything you're capable of, everything you buried to make other people comfortable. It's time to unlearn the dependency. It's time to stop begging. Begging for love, begging for attention, begging for someone to notice your worth. That's not power, that's weakness disguised as humility. And it's costing you your life. You're not here to blend in, you're here to dominate. But domination doesn't happen while you're waiting for someone to tell you you're worthy. You're already worthy the second you decide to show up for yourself like no one else ever did. So if you're still chasing the next compliment, the next clap, the next I'm proud of you, stop. Burn the damn script. You don't need the world's permission to become elite. What you need is the guts to back yourself, bet on yourself, and build like your life depends on it, because it does. Results are louder than approval. Progress is louder than praise. And your potential is louder than any crowd you'll ever stand in front of. You're not here to be liked. You're here to win. So stop begging and start building. You start saying no without apologizing, and everything changes. You stop sugarcoating your boundaries. You stop softening your voice so others can stay comfortable. You stop explaining yourself to people who never gave a damn about your goals in the first place. Saying no becomes more than a response. It becomes a declaration. A declaration that you're done playing small, done being a people-pleasing puppet, dancing on the strings of guilt and obligation. When you finally choose you, no isn't negative, it's necessary. You start realizing that every yes you gave out of fear, guilt, or weakness was another step away from your destiny. You said yes to distractions, yes to toxic relationships, yes to garbage commitments, and every time it cost you. It cost you time, energy, confidence, progress. But the moment you flip that switch and understand your worth, your no becomes your power play. You're no longer negotiating your time like it's a garage sale. You're no longer giving away your peace like it's candy on Halloween. You guard it like a lion guards its territory, with force, with clarity, and without damn hesitation. You say no to energy vampires, the ones who drain your drive with their complaints, excuses, and emotional baggage. You're not their emotional trash can. You're not their savior. You're a builder, a doer, a creator of empires. And you don't owe your time to people who bring nothing to the table but drama and dead ends. Let them go. Burn that bridge if you have to. Because your future doesn't need passengers who won't paddle. You say no to mediocrity. You don't accept average pay, average results, or average effort. Not from yourself, and damn sure not from others. Why? Because you weren't built to blend in. You were built to dominate. And domination requires focus, discipline, ruthlessness. And if you're too afraid to say no to low standards, you'll never rise above them. You say no to anything that doesn't align with your empire. If it doesn't serve your mission, it doesn't get access to your life. You stop feeling guilty for protecting your goals. You stop explaining your ambition to people who don't even have dreams. You stop looking for permission, and you start moving like a force of nature. Strategic, clear, non-negotiable. Weak people seek peace because they fear confrontation. Strong people seek power because they know confrontation is the price of greatness. And guess what? Saying no is confrontational. It forces the world to realize you have standards, you have direction, you have intent, and you're not afraid to defend it. The moment you stop apologizing for your no is the moment you stop handing out pieces of yourself to people who haven't earned them. So say it loud, say it clear, and say it without a trace of guilt. No, because choosing yourself means protecting your time, your energy, and your destiny like your life depends on it. Because it does. When you stop playing the victim, the world stops treating you like one. It's that simple, yet it's one of the hardest things for most people to grasp. Society is littered with those who wear their victimhood like a badge of honor, constantly seeking sympathy and validation from others. But here's the brutal truth nobody tells you. Nobody respects a victim. They respect strength. They respect someone who stands tall despite the storms raging around them. When you finally choose yourself, you declare war on the victim mentality. You tell the world you're done being a passive observer of your own life, and you become the master of your destiny. This shift changes everything. Playing the victim is easy. It's a convenient excuse for failure. I didn't get that job because of this. My relationship failed because of that. Or I'm stuck because of my circumstances. These are nothing but chains you wrap around yourself to avoid responsibility. But strength is when you acknowledge the hand you've been dealt. And you say, that's not going to stop me. Strength is showing up every single day ready to fight, no matter how many times life knocks you down. People can smell weakness from a mile away. And when you emit that victim energy, you attract people who want to pity you, not respect you. Respect is earned, not given. And it's earned through resilience, courage, and an unbreakable will. When you choose yourself, you stop whining and start working. You stop blaming and start building. You stop waiting for a savior and become your own hero. And this kind of power is magnetic. It forces people to reconsider how they see you. Suddenly, those who thought you were weak start to respect your grind, your hustle, and your refusal to quit. That respect opens doors and creates opportunities. People want to be around winners. They want to be part of something bigger, and that only happens when you stop drowning in self-pity and start swimming toward greatness. So here's another thing that happens when you choose yourself. People either rise with you or disappear. It's that simple. You can't grow in the same space with those who cling to victimhood or negativity. Their energy will weigh you down, distract you, and hold you back. When you step into your power, you naturally filter your circle. The ones who are truly loyal, the ones who share your vision and your hunger, will step up to the plate. They will rise alongside you, ready to conquer and build with the same fierce determination. The others, they will fall away, unable or unwilling to match your new standard. And that's not just okay, that's necessary. Your success demands a tribe of warriors, not mourners. Ultimately, this is a win-win scenario. When you choose yourself, you win because you shed the shackles of victimhood and step into strength. You win because you attract respect, not pity. You win because your circle evolves into a powerhouse of ambition and resilience. You win because you stop living for the approval of others and start living for your own greatness. No one can take this away from you. It's a shift in mindset that transforms your entire life. So stop playing the victim and start choosing you. Because respect isn't given to those who ask for it, it's commanded by those who earn it through relentless strength and unyielding self-belief. Talk is cheap. Anyone can talk, anyone can dream. But without execution, those dreams remain just that, empty words floating in the air, never landing, never turning into reality. Execution is where the battle is won or lost. When you finally choose yourself, you stop wasting time on empty promises to yourself and others. You stop making excuses about why you can't start today, why you're not ready yet, or why the conditions aren't perfect. Because the truth is, the perfect moment never comes. The only way forward is to act relentlessly, no matter the circumstances. Execution means showing up every day with a purpose and a plan, and then crushing that plan. It means turning your goals into daily habits and your habits into unstoppable momentum. When you choose yourself, you understand that motivation alone is a weak foundation. You build discipline instead. The kind that forces you to do the work even when you don't feel like it. Even when the pain is real, and even when nobody is watching. This obsession with execution separates the winners from the rest of the pack. The weak talk about what they'll do tomorrow. The strong get up today and do it. Period. Results don't lie. They're the hard proof of your commitment, your grit, your sacrifice. Every failure, every setback is a lesson embedded in the path toward success. But excuses? Excuses are lies you tell yourself to delay the inevitable. They're the poison that kills progress before it even begins. When you choose yourself, excuses become irrelevant because you're no longer willing to trade your future for temporary comfort. You see execution as your only option because you know that success is the result of persistent action, day in and day out. And make no mistake, empires aren't built on maybes, what ifs, or I'll try. They're built on relentless action, action fueled by purpose and an unbreakable belief in yourself. You become obsessed with moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. That obsession drives you to wake up earlier, stay up later, and outwork every single person around you. It's a mindset that refuses to accept mediocrity or complacency. You refuse to be average because you've chosen to be extraordinary. And extraordinary requires more than just dreaming, it demands doing. Choosing yourself means you take 100% ownership of your life. No more blaming the economy, your upbringing, your connections, or your lack of resources. You become the master of your fate by committing to execution. Every decision you make, every action you take, aligns with your goal of creating the life you want. Execution becomes a lifestyle, not a one-time effort. It becomes your identity. When you obsess over execution, you also learn to embrace discomfort. Because doing the hard work day after day isn't easy. You face rejection, failure, doubt, and exhaustion. But you keep moving because you know those obstacles are temporary and your vision is permanent. You don't just talk about the grind, you live it. You breathe it. You make sacrifices today so you can enjoy freedom tomorrow. In the end, choosing yourself means committing to action so deeply that failure isn't a reason to quit, but a reason to fight harder. You become relentless. You become unstoppable. You become the person who doesn't just dream about success, you make it happen. Execution isn't just a step in the process, it's the entire process. And when you finally own that, you unlock your true power. When you finally make the decision to choose yourself, one of the most powerful and immediate shifts you'll notice happens in the people around you. This is not some abstract idea. It's a hard, undeniable truth. Your environment and your circle directly impact your mindset, your motivation, and ultimately your success. Dead weight has absolutely no place in the life of someone who is rising, building, and conquering. When you commit to your own growth and put yourself first, you automatically start to repel those who don't match your new energy. The lazy, the complacent, the excuse makers. They simply can't keep up because they are anchored in mediocrity and limited thinking. Your growth becomes a mirror reflecting the standards you hold for yourself. And this reflection demands an upgrade in the people you allow close to you. Choosing yourself means you no longer settle for the half-hearted effort of people who drain your energy instead of fueling it. It means you stop tolerating negativity disguised as concern or realism. You start to see clearly who in your life is genuinely rooting for you, pushing you forward, challenging you to level up, and who is just a passenger along for the ride, holding you back with their fear and insecurities. This is the brutal reality many people avoid facing, but it's essential if you want to move beyond average and into greatness. When you raise your own standards, you implicitly raise the standards of your entire circle. This is why you'll find some relationships falling away, sometimes abruptly, because they no longer serve the vision you've set for your life. People who are content to stay stuck will never understand why you're suddenly different or too intense. They may resent the fact that you're no longer willing to excuse their lack of ambition or accept their toxic behaviors, but that's exactly the point. When you choose yourself, you're unapologetic about protecting your energy and your goals. You're ruthless about who you let in your space because you understand your worth and you won't settle for anything less than what fuels your success. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off. Sometimes it means setting clear boundaries, communicating your expectations, or simply shifting how you engage with certain people. But make no mistake, your circle will change, and it will change dramatically. This shift is not just about avoiding negativity. It's about surrounding yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. The driven, the hungry, the relentless, these are the kinds of people who will push you to go harder when you want to quit, who will celebrate your wins and help you learn from your losses. Your network becomes your net worth. And this isn't some cliche phrase, it's the blueprint of success. By choosing yourself, you build a fortress of influence, made up of high performers who mirror your ambition and resilience. They elevate you, and you elevate them in return. Together, you form an unstoppable force. You have to understand that when you commit to this level of personal responsibility and growth, you're sending a clear message to everyone around you. You are no longer willing to tolerate complacency. You're no longer willing to be dragged down by excuses or weak attitudes. This is not about arrogance or isolation. It's about respect for yourself and your journey. The people who remain in your circle after this transformation are those who match your energy, your hustle, and your vision. They will push you beyond your limits and hold you to the highest standards because they believe in the power of execution, not empty talk. Choosing yourself means you are worthy of greatness, and that greatness requires a tribe that reflects your commitment. Dead weight falls off naturally because it's not designed to carry your weight or support your climb. Your circle will either level up or fall off. And that's the reality you must embrace if you want to build an empire. So stop settling for less. Choose yourself first, upgrade your circle second, and watch as your life transform beyond anything you thought possible. This is how empires are built, with the right people by your side, pushing you forward, holding you accountable, and refusing to let you quit. If you want to rise, start by choosing yourself. And then choose the right people to rise with you. So here's your wake-up call. Stop betraying yourself to please people who don't even respect you. Stop playing small in a world built for giants, The moment you choose yourself, truly choose, you become unstoppable. Because excuses don't build empires. Execution does. Now get the hell out there and prove it.